Fanfic Corner, presented by Jennifer. Picnic. Callum was practically dead, like he had died of happiness. A few days ago, Rayla had come to visit them, and they had planned to go on a picnic when the weather permitted. Today the weather was sunny and had a few fluffy white clouds here and there. The wind was a cool breeze and the air was crisp. Upon seeing the outside, Callum had flung himself to the kitchen, where he grabbed a small basket and filled it with everything he saw. By the end, it had a blanket, sandwiches, fruits, berries, breads, cookies, and lots of jelly tarts. He then shut the lid and went to his room, where he checked his hair, smiled big, and then flew out the door and down the hall to where Rayla was staying. As he stood in front of the door, still smiling like an idiot, he held the basket behind his back and knocked. Rayla, who was sitting on her bed brushing her hair, looked up when she heard someone knocking and went to open her door. She was greeted with an overly excited boy who was wearing an extremely dorky smile. "Hey, Rayla, have you been outside today? It's beautiful out, and I know we talked about going on a picnic a few days ago, and I thought that today would be perfect, so I packed a basket that has everything in it. I mean, everything. And I thought now would be great so we can go. So can we go on a picnic? Please, Rayla, please." Rayla spoke a mile a minute, and once he finished, Rayla just blinked, paused, and then smirkly smiled. "Okay, you big dumb human, we can go on a picnic." Callum squealed and grabbed Rayla's hand and dragged her out of her room, out of the castle and into the woods. They walked for a little while before finally stopping under a big oak tree. Callum pulled out a large blanket and set it on the ground. Rayla then sat and took the basket from Callum, then set it on the blanket in front of her. Callum then sat, still smiling like an idiot. After pulling all of the food out, they began to talk. They talked about their adventures, their childhoods, how Callum could draw so well, how Rayla could fight so well, and why Rayla hated water. "So let me get this straight," Callum said, trying not to laugh. "You don't like water because when you were a kid you stepped on a crab?" By this point, Callum was dying of laughter. Rayla, however, was glaring at her boyfriend. "Yes, Callum, it hurt, and there were thousands of crabs in the water. And there are thousands of crabs in the water. Thousands! And I don't want to be pinched again." At this point, Callum was rolling on the floor and holding his stomach while wheezing. Rayla just pinched him playfully, and Callum finally sat up and calmed down. After a few more hours of their blissful picnic, Rayla's eyes became tired and heavy, so she leaned her head on Callum's shoulder and drifted off to sleep. Callum then leaned back against the tree and slowly fell asleep too. The couple then cuddled there under the tree for the rest of the afternoon.